plain and clear. For all the election laws, I want to make that really clear. Because there's many reasons. I mean, you know, we all know about the economy and how bad it really is, and the budget crisis that we're facing right now. And I've got that job as state controller, that I should be out there really fighting for and finding the short-term fiscal recovery way and the long-term fiscal stability way. And so right now, I've been going around the state, not wearing red because I'm so sick of seeing red numbers, and going out to people and telling them the truth about really what is going on in the state and what's going on, what the problems that the legislature is going to be facing, and what I think we could be doing right now to fix this. When we look at the numbers that we're showing, we have deficits for this year. We're talking about the worst year we've seen since 1991, when at that time we had a $965 million deficit, but that was compared to a $6 billion budget. We now have, for this year, a $1.4 billion, a $1.2 billion deficit for this year. And for the next 2 years, if you combine it, we will have a $9 billion deficit with an $18 billion budget. Now, that's not going to be solved by cuts. It's going to be solved by somebody that's going to be able to sit down and really work things out, really look at what's going on. You know, my office has been helping out both management and labor, getting them the numbers they need to sit down and negotiate. My office has gone in to find cost savings and do a small audit, and it is basically a small guided audit on DSS, which is the Department of Social Services, is a $5 billion budget. $5 billion, 1/3 of our budget is in this one agency. So we went in with a limited scope and did an audit. We believe we're going to find a lot of savings in that department and that the legislature will be able to use and work with for this year and for next. We have been able to do a lot of this because we started 5 years ago with a totally new concept. Why don't we have all the budgets in the state talk to each other? The agencies talk to each other. It's a new concept, but it's one that we should have done a long time ago. So what we have done is we've changed the whole financial systems in the state. They'd all talk to each other so that right now the legislature and even the governor, if she knew how to use it, could go in there and really figure out where the costs are, where we're spending our money, and use it correctly. She hasn't chosen to do that yet, though she has a budget office that has that same equipment, but will call my office to say, could you help us out? This is a governor that really did do injustice to the legislature. And Mayor Malloy was talking about it. She talks about an $8 billion budget deficit on Monday. On Tuesday, she delivers a $6 billion, supposedly a $6 billion budget to the legislature. But she forgot something. In the Constitution, it said she's supposed to deliver a balanced budget. The governor has forgotten that. She's come up with mitigation plans because to take care of she has to by law. When I come out with a 1% deficit every month in my letter to her, she comes out with it. She must come out with a deficit mitigation plan. None of her deficit mitigation plans could have been implemented. They were pie in the sky, and those that she has given to them, every $1 of the $3 that she's put there for savings is false. It is one-time revenue dollars that are coming in. What happens to years afterwards? That doesn't balance our budget. She hasn't been honest, and I'm the one that's been getting up there talking about it. What do you need to balance a budget? You need to sit down and negotiate with your unions. You got to go in there and cut and look at programs that are not working. And you got to tell the people the truth when you have this kind of a deficit. I know that everybody says that as a candidate you never say the word taxes. But the truth is, ladies and gentlemen, there is no way that you're going to balance the budget without having to raise taxes. And that is going to be the hardest job that we have now put into the laps of the Democratic legislature. What she's done is she knew that she was going to have to raise taxes, but she gave them an unbalanced budget and threw it into their laps and said, you're the ones that are come out saying taxes, because it's always going to be the Democrats that are going to do that. No, the Democrats are going to stand up and be honest with the people of the state. It's something she has never done. The fact is, she went in there and cut budgets. When she looked at cuts, she talked about the poorest in our state. She looked at the Kind Pace program for our seniors that have no money and they're on this program so they can get prescriptions. She's going to do asset testing for them. That's ridiculous. They need the medications to stay alive. If you want to look at what she wants to do with the Husky program, I was very fortunate when I first came into office 14 years ago. I got together a group of people from CCHE to CBIA, from hospitals to doctors to every group of people, to sit down and talk about what we should do about the uninsured. And we came up with a program that took care of children. We passed it on to the legislature. It wasn't in time for them to do anything, and the previous governor came out with a much better name, and it's called the Husky Plan. She wants to now make those, the poorest children in our state, pay a copay. Now, everybody's hurting. More and more people are going to come onto that program because people are losing jobs. Let's be realistic about it. Don't do what the Democrats in the Capitol, who understand and have feelings and understand what people really need. Don't give them false expectations. Be honest, come up with a true budget that will take care of the people of the state. She has not done that. She does have in her budget $5 million for marketing purposes, to tell you to please wash your hands during the flu season. Does she get it? No. You could have pulled that back. No, she didn't pull that back. She's still out there taking care of the flu. Because I have to believe that you knew to wash your hands by yourself. When we look at healthcare in the state, we have been fortunate enough we've started a program for pooling in the state, and pooling is very, very important. It is not a new concept, but it's a good concept. It's the right concept to bring together people and get them so we can lower costs. We started a media program that has some of our small businesses and not-for-profits in it, but it's going to take us a while. We've got to make sure, and I've been working with the Speaker of the House to get the right wording in so that we can find ways of cutting the cost of health care. I have a bill in now that talks about transparency of healthcare data. Right now, our small businesses, our small municipalities do not get the data they need to negotiate with the insurance companies to find out exactly how much they're really costing. So they can't get the data or claims data because they don't give it to them. It's time to fight the big insurance companies. It's time for giving the right knowledge to all the people so that they can go out there and cut the cost of health care. These are the things that are going to keep us going for a very long time. I was just listening to one on NPR, and they're saying, and everybody's saying, well, why is Barack Obama taking everything on all at one time? I want to tell you, thank God he is, because it is the economy, it is health care that is causing all these problems. And we, at the state level and at the national level, have got to work together. And I've got to tell you, we have the best, I believe, the best U.S. congressman in this district. Courtney has been incredible. Joe Courtney, I was on the phone with him this week and calling into Washington about the stabilization fund. He is right on it, and he is out there pushing for it. The money that we have gotten into the state and what we're getting for education and health care Joe is really out there. And you know, Joe didn't vote for that first package because he didn't think that was right. This one is right, and he voted for it. And I want to tell you that we've got to make sure our legislators and all of us keep an eye on what this governor is going to do with that money, because the money is supposed to be going back to the cities and towns. It's supposed to be going to help healthcare, help our children, and we've got to make sure that it gets done. And you're right, we do need a vision, and we need a vision for now and for the future. And I thank you, and I can't wait to answer.